Am I the a-hole for asking my husband if he did anything for Mother's Day? My husband, 42 male, and I, 35 female, had a son last year, so this is my first Mother's Day. We both work remotely. In April, he was on a business trip for a few weeks, while I held down the fort, working remotely while taking care of baby. He's not the kind of person to really care about holidays, so 2 weeks ago, a few days after he got home, I told him I cared about Mother's Day and what I wanted for Mother's Day. A couple small things, including pictures, a new thermos, and to do something together as a family. We've had a busy couple of weeks with him settling back in. He does look after baby a lot, but I take bedtime and nighttime duty and also do a lot during the day. We both cook a lot, and we both do a lot of the chores. Today, Mother's Day. I woke up early to feed the baby. My husband was a little awake, so I asked him if I should expect anything for Mother's Day and if he got anything ready. This is because I honestly would prefer to know so I'm not disappointed. He told me, when would I have the chance? And started getting upset. On the one hand, I don't want him feeling bad, but on the other hand, he has had 2 whole weeks to do something, and he could have told me he needed to spend more time out, and I would have looked after baby while he did Mother's Day errands. He got really upset with me and told me that he never had time. I asked him if we could come back to this conversation later, and that I was sure we would do something for Mother's Day. But I don't know if my tone wasn't right, but he got very upset and said that I was abusive because I was always doing things like this and making him feel really bad. I apologized and said I never want to hurt his feelings, but he scoffed at that and asked if he should expect this for the rest of his life. Then I asked him to step out of the room to calm down while I got the baby back to sleep. After some more back and forth, he did, and I'm sitting here writing this now. I honestly try to be reasonable and listen really carefully to what people I love say, but I feel like I'm crazy right now. Am I the a-hole for asking my husband whether he got anything ready for Mother's Day first thing in the morning, and for pointing out that he had 2 weeks and was out multiple times in that period?
Not the a-hole. How long have you been with this man? Does he make a habit of making you feel like the things that are important to you are a burden? When would I have the chance? Oh, is he just so busy doing more important things? But he scoffed at that and asked if he should expect this for the rest of his life. You should expect this type of behavior for the rest of your life with him.
We've been together for 8 years. It's not the first time he's gotten upset about my expectations. I make allowances when we're going through really stressful family stuff, which we have done, because he can get a little anxious. But that's why I tried to make sure he knew what I wanted far enough in advance to find time to get something ready.
Please listen to the other comments. He didn't even try to plan anything special for you. He even made you think you're the issue for wanting to celebrate Mother's Day as the mother of his child. I highly doubt that you have anything but normal expectations. He just wants you to have 0 expectations from him. I don't want to sound like the typical Redditor by assuming to know the inner workings of your entire relationship with this man. However, I think I know enough, which isn't much, to assume that you're not happy with this man. Are you?
Not the a-hole. You made it clear that Mother's Day mattered to you, and he chose not to make the time to plan something. He is in the wrong. The fact that he called you abusive for registering your feelings reads as manipulative and gaslighty to me. He feels bad because he did something bad, not because you made him feel that way.
Not the a-hole? Wow, he did nothing for you except pick a completely unnecessary fight on your first Mother's Day, and then somehow turned himself into the victim? That's really low.
Not the a-hole. His excuse of not having time is weak. He could literally tell you that you will have a special day today and then fucking wing it. Pack a cute picnic for the fam, take the baby out to get gifts while you nap, or just have personal time, etc., and it would still be better than nothing. You literally gave him a heads up that you wanted to do Mother's Day, even fed him gift ideas. He could have fucking gone on Amazon right then on his phone and ordered a thermos. This does not have to be a time-consuming planning process to make you feel special and appreciated on Mother's Day. And his response to you asking sucked. The only person he should be upset with is himself, and his anger is a problem.
Am I the a-hole for not wanting to share a personal-sized pizza with 3 other people? This is my first time posting anything, and I'm on mobile so unsure if I'm doing it right. I, female 35, am gluten-free, celiac, and have been for over half my life. My husband, male 35, is not. We had 2 friends stopping by for dinner who are also not gluten-free. My husband suggested we get pizza and mentioned to me that one of the friends only eats chicken as far as meat goes, so I should factor that into my order. I said, well, that doesn't really affect me since I wasn't planning on sharing, but noted, I'll see what options they have for her. Husband freaks out at me because apparently I'm being ungrateful. He asked why I didn't want to share, and I said, the gluten-free pizzas are basically personal pizzas, and I regularly eat the whole thing when we order it. I'm supposed to offer half of mine to other people when I can't eat what they are eating? He wouldn't hear me at all and said if I didn't want to share, I could pay for my own pizza myself. I don't really care about paying for it myself, but the idea that I'm supposed to give away some of my dinner when I can't eat what other people are eating is stupid to me. It's not like we are ordering every pizza gluten-free. It just doesn't make sense. They eat my food, I can't eat their food. I can understand the principle of offering, but one gluten-free pizza from this place is only enough for one person. If we were getting multiple gluten-free ones, I'd absolutely share, but they got 2 larges for the 3 of them. He continued to go on about how ungrateful I was being and said some other stupid stuff before I told him to fuck off and went upstairs. I ended up just going upstairs and not eating or seeing them at all. I came downstairs later and he had ordered me a gluten-free pizza and said from across the room, "Are you ready for your grateful-free pizza? You need to have a better attitude about things that aren't yours in the future." I didn't reply or eat the pizza. I was already heating something else up and hadn't noticed the pizza, but I will eat it later because I'm pregnant and starving all the time. Just for the record, this has happened before several years ago where we ordered pizza and only one gluten-free for me. And it arrived and everyone thought mine looked super good. I don't order regular pepperoni tomato sauce. So the 4 other people, husband included, took over half my pizza before I even got a bite. It pissed me off because I then didn't have enough food and they still had plenty plus pieces of mine. So perhaps this is a sore subject for me. Again, I'm also pregnant, though this would still bother me if I weren't. Am I the a-hole in being ungrateful?
Not the a-hole. Your husband is a big one, though. Also thoughtless. Literally. Are you ever heard?
Am I ever heard? I don't know, to be honest. I am generally super go with the flow, and he is very much the one who cares about stuff, so he 99% of the time gets what he wants. I started about a year ago voicing my opinions more, and he told me I was being combative. LOL. I told him he's just used to getting his way, and that it was my fault for not setting proper boundaries for so long. We do have a good relationship most of the time, though. I promise.
Not the a-hole. It's the only food you're able to eat, and the fact that he wants you to share it is just ridiculous. I have a dietary restriction as well, and I don't tolerate people taking my food without asking. You ordered the amount of food you wanted to eat, and presumably, so did your husband. The difference is that he can deprive you of food, but not the other way around. You ordered special food that meets your own dietary restriction, and it's unreasonable for him to say you should share it since there is plenty of non-gluten-free food available. I'm honestly not even sure what there is for him to get upset about in this situation, since everyone else was also ordering pizza and getting whatever they wanted. The fact that you're pregnant makes his behavior even more absurd. The passive-aggressive comment was also very immature, especially for a 35-year-old man expecting a child. The idea of things not being yours, since you didn't personally pay for them, is not a good thought to have about your pregnant wife, and suggests he may not be a team player in an inherently cooperative experience. If you're unable to work because of pregnancy or caring for the child, are you no longer entitled to food because he's the one who earned the money, placed the order?
Not the a-hole. Your husband sounds like he is cognitively challenged. If people want to eat your pizza, next time order every single pizza as gluten-free. You have a severe dietary restriction. What the hell are you meant to be grateful for? Make sure you have an escape strategy. Men ramp up abuse during pregnancy and when there is a baby in the house.
Not the a-hole. I'm so sorry you're having a baby with him.
What do you think of these stories? Leave a comment and subscribe to the channel to see more interesting videos.